take this old one off and all the fittings, get things stripped. Okay, starting on the brake master cylinder here. That's on the Friday the 18th. Yesterday late I pulled the master cylinder off of it. I'll show you a picture of it. It's not any big deal to take pictures of, and took all the brackets loose on the frame down here, which wouldn't do you any good either, but I'll show you the parts. We got to get things cleaned up. Pull bolts out of these four corner brackets here and clean up the rust and sand everything and clean things up and get things painted in the area where we're going to be fastening this new brake cylinder with the booster. And here's a picture of the new vacuum booster we're going to put in there, and it's quite different. There's a little better look at it. It's going to bolt to the firewall on those four bolts. It takes up quite a bit more space, but this is how the original 76, I believe, through 78, how they were built. So this is go in there, but the old booster, or the old master cylinder, is this just a manual one here I took off. I've got to cut this rod for this new application. Here's you want to see the old hoses that were going down to everything, more of the piping, and this is part of the valve body underneath here that fastened to the frame, and we're going to put on the new one in place of that, and which is totally different. So this will be the new one here, and I got brackets to mount it. Anyway, that's the old stuff. We got to cut this off somewhere in here, about four. This is January 23rd. I want to do I made up a setup here to bench bleed this master cylinder here. I cut and bent some pieces of tubing here. I'm going to route it back in here without the big mess. I just set it up on the workbench here, and I'll use Justin's old plunger here to run the brake here in and out carefully. Pump it all the air out of the system in the master cylinder. Don't ever put one of these on a vehicle without bleeding it first. It'll drive you nuts. It takes a long time to get every air bubble out of it that way. And I'll show you where it goes. And the master cylinder, of course, bolts right on the end here, and we'll put it all together when we're done. Got the new lines in place here. And also yesterday I worked on the proportioning valve. I got that all built and into place. Made a short line on the front here to go down, connected to the old connection at the front, and the rear connecting line back here, right here, you can see it. I was able to bend that carefully and get that to go right into the proper position on the valve, so actually it worked out pretty good. While I was at it here, I got the new master cylinder mounted in place. I'm going to put the hoses on the back side, keep them completely away from the engine bay, make it easier to get the spark plugs and everything else there. So, and I'm ready to bleed the rest of the brakes. I got the cylinder, the master cylinder is all bled out. So we'll go ahead and bleed these brakes with my vacuum thing I have here.